Ayo, I'm Tits,
Hey everyone, I'm Areolas.
and today we're covering Battle Royale. What's your previous exposure to Battle Royale?
Uh, man, I don't remember when I first watched it. It was one of those like, oh hey, this like inspired the Hunger Games, or it was the Hunger Games ripped it off. So I was like, well, I gotta watch it to see if that's true, and I did, and I was like, oh yeah, they did rip it off.
I
What about
watched
you?
Hunger Games before Battle Royale. So
Me
someone
too.
requested me to watch Battle Royale, and I was like, oh wow, this is remarkably similar to Hunger Games.
Yeah,
Incredibly similar.
no, I was like, man, this was like Hunger Games, and it was made years ago, right? I can't remember when Hunger Games was made, but everyone was all about it in the books and shit. And
It was
then
like
it's like,
2012 ish. It was around
yeah,
there.
it's pretty much what made what's her name a star, right?
Um, fuck. What's her name?
Jennifer.
She's a Jennifer Lawrence. She's the first female action star, I heard.
Really?
No, she claimed it actually.
Oh
She
yeah,
claimed to be the first female action star on Twitter at some point,
that's funny.
or someone did. It was like an interview.
That's
It
funny
was an
because
interview, and she's like, "I'm the first female action star." Like, bitch, Sigourney Weaver,
yeah,
Sigourney. Fuck, why am I
Alien.
not pronouncing her name right?
Sigourney
Sigourney
Weaver.
Weaver. Yeah,
And that movie was, well, like, even Alien or whatever. That was like in the 70s. I don't know. That's a crazy old movie. Like,
like
for how good it
80s. It's like
is.
early
Yeah.
80s.
It's good, but we're not talking about aliens. We're talking about we're not
Battle
even talking
Royale,
about yeah. We're not even talking about Hunger Games. We're talking about Battle Royale. The chick wants to
which
rip
is
everyone off.
objectively better, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
I
definitely.
think because I have to pay, I have to like stare at the screen because of the subtitles
Hmm.
and look down at a 2 corner inch of the screen, and that's what I'm getting all my worldview at while watching this movie. You do that with subtitles? Just stare at the
Uh,
subtitles, and then like
I
in between subtitles, I look at the screen.
yeah, it's a juggling. It's a game of juggling. I know I had this on dubbed. I think I watched it on Tubi, and I like watching them dubbed. I'm just lazy like that. Some of it you still got to
Mm.
read, but the dub wasn't bad. I don't know if people are like, "Oh, the sub's better. You gotta read the subs because you're lazy and it's better."
I
Uh,
prefer to read the subs. I just like to read things, I
hmm.
guess. I'm a big reader. But I don't like to read books. Only subtitles on movies.
I hate when a movie subtitle. My sister will have the subtitles on to a movie that I know the language to, like English, and it bugs me because I have to read it if it's there. You know?
Right. You
Yeah.
don't like reading subtitles that much?
I'll read it if it's there, but if it's there, I have to read it. I can't not look at it. You know, it's like a pair
Yeah.
of it's like a pair of boobs on a chick. Like if they're
You just have
there,
to look.
I have to look. I can't not look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But back to Battle Royale. This movie
I like how it
starts out,
starts.
yeah, it starts out with like I don't know if it's Japan. Unemployment is high, kids are out of control, people are like, committing suicide and just being fucking, sad and stuff. So the government's like, hey, we got an idea, let's initiate this battle royale thing where we'll send 30 kids to an island and they all fight for their lives, and that'll help balance out the system somehow.
I do like in like the beginning when they have the kids rounded up and they're like, "Okay, we got some instructions for you. We're going to instruct you to do things." And
Hmm.
then some kids don't follow their instructions and so they get shot and die pretty much immediately. I'm like, "Ah, that makes sense." This is some good world building. I mean, I can totally 100% believe that some teenagers would not listen to authority and therefore get shot pretty much early on.
Yeah, and then I loved the training video, how it was very like productionally, I don't know, it was like a training video for like restaurants when you go to work, like, hey everyone, welcome to battle royale, make sure you stay out of the danger zones. And I don't know.
It's
It's
like
just hilarious.
it's like the like what's fun is the tone. It seems to be lighthearted from the government side, but literally,
Hmm.
quite literally, there is going to be a battle to the death. You're
Yeah,
going to die.
for the government, it's
It's
just another month or another year of this event.
yeah. I just thinking like maybe have you ever did the government enact this policy as a result of juvenile stuff being like they're just juveniling all over the place? They're not they don't care at all about authority. Is this something that they're like something that they're responding to and then kept the system going for a long time, or is it now we're in a vicious cycle and we have this arena style a death match that exists, and so more kids are like fuck it, okay, we don't need to care anymore, let's just do whatever the hell we want, and then eventually we might even be picked to be fought off. I think it's a
Yeah,
vicious cycle at this point.
I think you're right. At first, it was sort of like, oh, there's too many kids compared to adults. They can't take control of their own children. Let's make it to where we send any of the troublemakers to this island, and then they gotta fight each other to the death. And it kind of eliminates a couple of things. Like, one, the kids that are all troublemakers, they fight to the death, so they kill each other off, and then it also puts fear, I guess, into other children that might hear about this, where it's like, oh, I don't want to be a troublemaker now, or I'll get sent to an island and have to fight for my life.
I do think, in the sake of fairness, it's random because otherwise, like, how would you determine what is a troublemaker and what's the line? Like, I mean, there's obvious cases of yeah, this guy's burning down a building. That's
Hmm.
clearly troublemaker behavior. But like, what's the tiny crossing over the line? Like, what's the tiny action required to be considered a troublemaker? Maybe you're whistling in class and your teacher says no, stop doing that, and you keep on whistling. Does that make you a troublemaker?
Yeah, you don't know if it's like, oh, because like that whole class was taken, I guess, off of that one like main dude who was kind of in charge, that teacher, because like what one of the kids stabbed him in the leg, and the whole class was just like troublemakers, except for maybe a few. There was like that one girl that he was kind of simping for, the teacher, that was like, I always liked you, you were nice to me. We ate ice cream one time or something. But he
Yeah.
just took the whole class to prove a point, I guess, because they were like his whole class and they were all troublemakers, at least
Ah.
99% of them.
Well, that makes a whole lot of sense. I do
Yeah.
like the. It seems very in person, like on in the action, in the field's the correct term. A very in the field approach to introducing the rules of battle royale instead of like explaining everything beforehand. They explain a few things beforehand, but once they get down to the island, it's like, okay, here's some food, here's some things that you might need, some supplies, and then they're just expected to run. Like, is it what we're doing? What are we doing? Like some hide and seek? Let's count, and then as once we hit 100, then it's time to die. It's like they're ripe for murder after a count of 100 or something. Like,
Well,
I
and
know
then,
what.
no, I'm
What are you
sorry, what?
saying?
Oh, and it's sort of like a psychological test in that like, oh, just go out there. And some of the kids are trying to like group up together. Some are trying to say, hey, don't hurt us, and other ones are just off to the races trying to kill each other.
You gotta be alone in that situation, man. If you make some sort of friendship with another person, then it's going to be more devastating when you have to kill them. You won't be able to kill them, and then you're dead.
Hmm.
Or if you're just a loner type, the optimal strategy within battle royale would just be alone. Like, I must be thinking about how Hunger Games did it, because there's also just to loosely to Hunger Games, how
Mm-hmm.
Hunger Games did it. They have the cornucopia,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's a timer, and then some ran into the cornucopia, some ran out or waited, but there was always like a bloodbath. And I do like this movie shows like some degree of human psychology. There's a, a bloodbath. These are some vicious teenagers. Like, damn, some of these kids don't want to live. They don't have like a strong fight
a,
inside themselves.
a will
Like
to live.
a will to live. And also I think that having teenagers go through this experience, if they have a strong will to live, then after they go through this experience, they'll want to live more because they almost just died. So there could be positives. I'm just thinking that mass extermination through this method is it's a little chaotic, but I'm open to the idea. I'm open to the benefits of what could happen. So
What I also kind of see it mirroring is like back when they would sort of draft children to war. Like when wars would happen, like World War I or World War II, and they had to draft them young because all the older people, couldn't really do it. So that kind of like forced you to be a responsible adult, and then you either made it there in war, survived, and became a more hardened, responsible person, or you died. Like you died of pussy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
so
I
it's
wish
kind
the
of like
world was
that.
like that more.
Yeah,
I
it
wish
is a lot
we
less like
I
that.
Yeah, I do think like it's easy to hate on this society for allowing like a Hunger Games style system to occur. We have battle royale. We have like one group of middle schoolers per year fight to the death, and then word spreads around. It's easy for me to hate on that because I don't have to do that. However, like you said, there are some benefits to this too.
Hmm.
Benefits like appreciation of life, ease on the economic system because you
Hmm.
get to appreciate your life and you're not just like, I don't know what to do, just laying around being lazy and mooching off of others around you. So I would imagine there's more productivity in this society.
Yeah, yeah, it makes you not want to be just a lazy delinquent because you worry you'll get thrown into battle royale. Like you actually want to be a productive member of society. Uh, no, and then I like too that they added like these sort of wild cards into the mix, like those three kids. There were the two evil looking ones, and then the one that is like the white knight sort of good guy.
Yeah.
They threw them in there, just they were past, I guess, winners, and just to like liven up the mix if I guess no one wanted to play, you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, you're forced to like survive now with these three wild cards in there of exchange students, they called them.
Mm. I really liked uh the numbers at the beginning. Like I'd say like a ton of students die within like the first day.
Hmm.
But I do like the type of people who will survive. We got like a loner kid. The we got that loner kid who everyone hates and just like shits on all the time. And then we also got a psychopath. And it's like, okay, these are the two types of people who would be ruthless because they have a like a I'd say a limited exposure to kind human compassion and
Yeah,
emotions. Like
they're not gonna
the
fall for
loner
shit.
kid, yeah, the loner kid is so alone, and like I would imagine he hates other people. And then the psychopath, like I don't know what a psychopath is, but I do know what it is like to be a loner kid. So that's what
Hmm.
I can speak on.
Well, I didn't really, and forgive me. There's so many actual like characters in this movie. I didn't really get their names. I
I
know,
didn't
like,
either. I
yeah,
just got
like
their type, like what their types were.
Yeah, I put like the couple is like the main, basically the main character is the couple, like that guy who doesn't want to fight at all. He doesn't want to like kill anyone, but he wants to protect his girl. Uh,
These are contradictory statements.
yeah, yeah, it's very
I
strange.
mean,
Like I don't know.
it makes you a good man for not wanting to kill anyone, but push comes to shove, and you got your girls about to die, and it's likely that you're about to die. If you value your chick, you gotta stand up for her. Like you gotta be behind your word. Otherwise, you just I'd say not even spineless, but I don't know what's the proper term for that.
I don't know. You're just not. You're not a really truly a man. I feel like if you
Yeah,
can't protect your girl, like you're a good person, but you're not a man.
yeah. You,
Yeah.
you got no spine.
Yeah. And then I love the character of, I don't know if you were the psychopath you were referring to, that girl that is like by herself and she just kills first. She's like a Black Widow type spider. She just keeps killing other girls and killing dudes like
Don't
when
trust
she's
anyone else. I mean, I get it. She's like, I won't trust anyone. Immediately murder. I'm going to
Mhm.
get rid of everyone in my orbit. I
Mhm.
thought she was pretty cool. I felt like while watching this, oh boy, I hope she doesn't die because she's cool. But also, like now that I'm starting to think of it, what types of people would be victorious in this type of game and then they're released back into society? What type of person are they going to be in society?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that really like, those kind of skills as a child of you to just survive, how they sort of transition into the real world, other than
Yeah,
being like an officer or like an someone in the army that knows, like, you know what I mean, like,
there's a bunch of those in this
yeah.
world.
And I love in this movie that everyone kind of has like a small backstory to them. Like it shows them so quickly, but it does it really well. Maybe sometimes too late. Like I said with that psychopath girl, she keeps killing, and you're like, oh man, she's ruthless. She has no heart. And then you find out right before she dies that she was like sold off by her mother to a dude, and she had to like kill the dude who was gonna
Yeah.
like molest her. And it was like, well, if I knew that, I would have been rooting for her the whole time. Why'd you have to barely tell me that, you know?
I think it's just to cram there's so many people in this battle royale
Hmm.
fight to the death. I just think I don't know if it really matters that much how much you really look into an individual person because there's so many people.
Hmm.
Like you could flesh out all of their backstories
Yeah,
and it would
you're
be
right.
more of an impact for them to die. I I don't know how the movie would do that though. There's like so many characters. You could you could establish like a person's home life, but that would take a lot of time on screen and it would really slow down the movie, I think. It would make the movie like 3 hours long.
Dude,
And
it
who the
accom-
fuck wants to watch a 3 hour long movie?
it accomplishes a lot for how many stories there are to kind of tell in
Yeah.
the amount of time, and then without having to, like you said, like do like four Hunger Game movies, like it does a lot in one movie
Yeah.
uh to
I
tell
do
this
applaud the
story.
movie for that. It's a
Yeah.
hard it's fucking hard to establish a bunch of characters that you probably wouldn't care about if the movie didn't establish it for you. Just the tiniest amounts of backstories is all you I think this movie really needs to prove its impact.
And I think another thing you'd agree with me on is how well all these child actors did, because it's
Yeah.
very hard to find child actors, especially back then. Like they
Yeah.
really made me believe, that they were like it was real. You know what I mean? They didn't
Yeah.
play it like kids. They were good.
I can certainly tell you that no American child actor is like I've seen in a movie is as dedicated as these child actors are. Like the level of dedication is just there. Like they're really intense on uh, performing their lines properly and also conveying the facial expression. So I feel like they're all in pain and they're all suffering instead of kind of half being there, which I've noticed in some American child stars that aren't the best. They seem like half there, half not. They're just given a prompt and then they kind of
Hmm.
do like then half ass it. No
Yeah,
one's half
yeah.
assing in this movie.
Or even here in America, like Spider-Man, we have like adults playing teenagers. You know what I mean? Like these are
Yeah.
like legit looking kids playing their age, and I never like got thrown out of it from them not acting well, even with the scenes that were maybe over the top, or it just fit into it, into the world that it was. You know,
Yeah. You know what I really liked?
would you really
I
like?
liked the just the shifting alliances which everyone in this, like, as more and more people die and more things are tense. We got people who are willing to just go against people's back for their own gain. And usually it doesn't really do them well. Like, no, it doesn't really. I especially liked I really like the part where we have the chicks. We're like, oh, we're not going to participate in the game. And then one of the chicks literally just participates. She's like, oh, well, I'm going to go behind these people's back and I'm going to do a little poison. I'm going to poison people. And then it's going to end where everyone in this group is dead. And I'm just like, why did you do this? I mean, you guys could have just stuck true to your pact, but now all of you are dead. Congratulations. There was like one chick left who felt guilty, and then she's like, "Oh no, I feel guilty." I'm like, this is not the type of person who will be surviving in battle royale, and of course she just dies too.
Yep, she jumps off the lighthouse.
Yeah,
No, I love how this whole movie, like every sort of psychological scenario is sort of gone through. Like you have the people who think they can make it, the people who just like the couples who hang themselves at the very beginning because they don't want to do it at all, or they jump off the cliffs because they don't want to do it. They just want to be in love, like Romeo and Juliet or something. Or you have the hackers that are like, nah, we can get out of this. We can find a way. And they do kind of find a way to fuck with the system, you know, and uh you have the main sort of couple that I like to call the main couple with that one dude who want
yeah,
to have hope and find a way to get off the island. Like there's a lot of different uh amounts of hope and despair throughout this whole movie, and it's cool to see it all like unfold, like how it
yeah.
does in such a short amount of time.
I do like I do like the different types of people that exist in this movie. I like the color system that they have.
Yeah.
Like it detects whether someone's living or not. And I do like there's always someone try to hack these like, "Oh, let's hack them." Like nobody else has tried this before, motherfucker. Clearly someone has. They've done this over and over and over again. So if they've greased the wheels, there's not going to be a mistake. You can just give up now, play the game, be as ruthless as possible. Think your life is much more important than everybody else's and maybe you'll win the game. Don't try to hack things like
I like that they had hope, and then the whole idea to like right before they got put on the island, this whole class was like at a basketball game, and they were all together as a team, as a school, and they were all having fun. Like one of the last moments they had before they got thrown on the island to kill each other was they were united sort of together. And I guess that's kind of what made it even more worse, but at the same time what like some of them were like, nah, we could maybe beat this. We were just a team, playing basketball or whatever. And It
I
didn't.
mean, yeah.
It didn't really work
In a
out.
game where it's PvP and there's only one winner, it's not a team sport. I mean, I get that, but like, I guess it's from a like a really logical standpoint. I understand the desire to be team sport, yay! But I'm like, no, you're not gonna win as a team. You can't trust anyone else.
And then the host too, or not the host, but the guy that's kind of in charge, the teacher, I'd like to call him.
Yeah,
Um I you want to like hate him too because he has the games, but then you understand what he's doing, and then you feel bad for him too because he'll talk on the phone with his kids, and his kids are like, "Fuck you," or "You don't even come home, you piece of shit," or whatever, and he's just like,
it's
"All right,
sad.
yeah." It's like man, even he's going through it too. Like I don't know, you feel bad for him, but then he's like, "Hey everyone, these are the deaths for this morning. Stay out of the danger zones." Like he's having just as much sort of fun doing it too.
It reminds oh, that's what the fucking battle royale gameplay comes from. I
Mm-hmm.
just realized. The game map is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and I was like, I
Uh-huh.
fucking hate that game mode. And now just all modern FPS is just fucking use battle royale. And like, just
Mm-hmm.
fucking do free for all, team versus team. No closing in the map, please. God damn it! But now I just realized where that comes from. It's from fucking battle royale. It's
Mm-hmm.
they literally shrink down the map. This is
They
an
have the
actual
danger zones.
realization live.
And that's so unique. Like that's something they didn't even need to really add into there because it doesn't really play into the story that much. Like there's never really a point where they're like, "Oh, we're in a danger zone, we're about to like die." But it does
Yeah.
say that they have to keep moving. Like, "Oh, we got to keep moving." Then that's why they don't just hide in one place for the whole
To
movie.
fucking have the map be small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I fucking hate Fortnite for this, man. Fortnite popularized this, and then that one game with the starts with an A that fucking did it. That's for
Apex.
free. Apex, yeah, Apex Legends did it. Everyone's like, "Oh, play Apex Legends." Like, no, they fucking do battle royale. I refuse to play a battle royale style game. And then all the modern FPSs also incorporate battle royale. I'm just no,
Mm-hmm.
just have some sort of fiesta modes where I have funny shoot guns, pew pew, and have a fixed map size, please.
PUBG did it too. I think I tried to get into those games. It's just it's too many people. I don't know. I
Too
don't know.
many people, and I always suck at those games.
The
I was
world.
better
I
at
don't.
Halo.
Yeah, I was better at Gears. I sucked at Halo too. But Gears was more of a team 5-on-5 or 4-on-4, so you had to be communicative. When it's 1 versus 100 or everyone, like I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks. I agree.
But going on through the whole movie like we did at the end, uh that one white knight sort of dude, says he won, but then the couple end up being alive. They found a way to rig their collars and turn them off. Uh they shoot the teacher dude who has like a squirt gun. It's very weird. And then he shows them this painting. Did you see that painting he showed them? And he's like, "I always wanted you to be alive," to that girl that he was simping for, and it's just her alive with everyone dead.
I thought it was fascinating. I'm like, how could you be this obsessed?
I could
You're
see
you're
it.
doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Stop this behavior early, dude. So it doesn't affect you and throughout your entire life.
And so they're able to, well, they kill the dude. They shoot him because they think he's going to shoot them. He gets up, tells his kids, "I'm not coming home," dies. And then they find a boat, get off the island, and the white knight dude smokes a cigarette and then dies all dramatically. And then
That's a
they're,
cool way to die.
yeah, that
High on
was pretty cool.
nicotine. Like,
And, and
oh,
then
I'm
like
bleeding out.
the cigarette, I'm gonna die fucking killing myself even more. Uh, and then they're fugitives on the run when they get back to the real world. Like I was
Because
like,
they
okay,
both were able to be alive.
yeah, because I guess they uh committed murder, death, kill on the dude, the teacher, and that was against the rules.
Yeah.
Maybe
They weren't. He wasn't part of the battle royale.
no.
Why they fucking should have made it more clear then? Like what? Like you're bringing a middle school class. The class includes the teacher too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It does,
Yeah. What the fuck?
and it ends with them just sort of like the game, like, oh, real life's like a battle royale now. We're just gonna keep moving and be together, and that's it, right? That's what we get out of it.
That's pretty much accurate. That's pretty
Yeah,
much the most accurate thing ever.
yeah.
So
I mean, it was romantic, but I don't know. Like it was an all right
romantic
ending.
is a strong way to say that, but yeah. Romance gory, more like.
Yeah, I didn't know how else like to end a movie like this, and it ended in like a romantic survivalist type of
Boat.
way. Yeah, and I guess that was the only way you could end it, right? Or you could have just killed everyone. I don't know. It was a good ending.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think Hunger Games did a similar thing where there's three and then there's two, and it's like, oh, only one of you guys can live, and then they are both threatened to end their lives, and like, oh no, actually, you guys can stay together. I'm sorry. If I would rather have two than have none, and then they became the star-crossed lovers. They could have done something like that, but I do like this ending a little bit more though than the Hunger Games one because this one they're the government hates them, and I'm like,
Yeah,
that's the most accurate thing I've ever seen. The government hates everyone, so
but
this
but
is
then I
accurate to reality.
but then I wonder, like, for battle royale, if this was like televised, or because at the very beginning, when that like little girl wins it or whatever, all the news people were there. Oh, you just won this year's battle royale. So I don't know, like, if this is like the Hunger Games, where it's like a yearly event that's televised, and there's some sort of incentive for people to watch it because it kind of makes them money with advertisements or something on TV. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be
I,
fucked, but also I get it. I like
yeah,
I think I don't know if it's televised necessarily, but I do think it's
news.
a big thing that's like spread through word of mouth.
Yeah, it's a big
People
event.
know about it because oh well, I have a friend in middle school who was at this school, and I never got to talk to them again. And then there's like newspapers talking about it, but I don't know if
Yeah.
it's televised.
Yeah, I
That I
don't think
feel like that'd
it's
be irresponsible, right?
I feel like it'd be a good way to make money, but uh I see your point where, like, oh yeah, like it's just the hot yearly thing, and then whenever it happens, they hear about it, and then like the winter comes and there's like a maybe a parade for them or a news thing for them or something.
Yeah, they get
So
a house or something. Someone buys them a house. You just won. You get your own house. Oh man, my friend's dead though.
I had
I'd
to
rather
kill
have my friend here than a house.
I had to kill my friends. I have no one to
Yeah.
invite over to my house.
Yeah.
Just play Fortnite online, my new house, and just win every time.
I mean, if you're the loner kid, it'd be the easiest. You'd be
Hmm.
the easiest to adjust to reality without your friends because you never had one in the first place.
Yeah, that was already your normal routine.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, that was Battle Royale. I'm trying to
Battle
think
Royale.
what I would give it. Um, maybe
I think I'd give it a
a 7.
7.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad we agree.
yeah, 7. Like it's good. The actors are good in it, and I could see how but literally spawned like millions of other things from the genre.
Yeah,
But there are some things in it where you're like, huh, or huh, but it
yeah.
it's
It's a good idea.
yeah. It's real good. It's a good foundation for other things, and it inspired a lot. So that's something to be happy about and disappointed about, that it did inspire shitty things too, I'm sure.
That's true. I mean, ideas aren't original. There's this execution. And I think this is executed fairly well. Could be
Very
used
many,
more.
very many executions in this movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get it now.
But
Executions.
that was Battle Royale, and I do have a game we could play.
Ooh.
Not a Battle Royale game. I was thinking of that, but I was like, nah, that's stupid. What we're gonna go for, I'm gonna call this one Kids Drawings.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to think of a good name for it, but that's the best thing I was gonna think of. Let's see here. Let me add this here. We do this. So
What am I guessing?
here's that painting, right? That dude did of of all of them dying, and then the girl, being there like an angel, right?
Yeah.
And it made me. I know an adult drew it, but it looks like a fucking kid drew it. So it made me
That's a
think.
good artist.
So it made me think. I'm gonna ask AI. We're gonna do an AI thing because I know we do like AI here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask AI, make this movie into a kid's drawing, and you have
Ooh.
to guess the movie.
Okay. That's
So we
fun.
have we have I believe 9 of them here. Here's the first one. This is make
Jaws.
this yeah, make this movie into a
This
kid's
is not
drawing.
a kid's drawing. What the fuck? This is like, look at that shark. No kid would draw that. That's that's
But it's in
that's
map
an adult.
colors. It's in map colors, so it must be a child.
It's in what colors?
Map colors? Is that what they're called? What are they called to an artist? They used to call them map colors for me. The pencil colors?
The pencil, like charcoal,
No, like
teal and white,
in school when you would have to buy the pencil, the map colors, they're not crayons, they're like pencil colors.
like colored pencils.
Yeah, yeah, we called them map colors.
Oh, I've never heard that at all.
Yeah, that's what we used to call them when I was growing up. Buy your map
Oh,
colors.
that's
Uh
fascinating. Okay.
Here's the next one.
Also not a child's drawing. The level of detail. What is this? Um,
This is a little oddball. I wanted to throw something weird in there. See if you can
the
guess this one.
Illuminati.
It has to deal with it.
Gattaca.
This is the Da Vinci Code.
Oh, I've never seen the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, I've never seen it either, but I was like, kind of got to throw like a curveball in there, and then to see what
Okay.
AI would do with it. Here's the next one. This is a child's drawing of what movie?
The Godfather, because the
That's
pizza.
that's close. It is a mob movie. Can you guess another mob movie?
Um, hmm.
It's on that same level of uh movie, and then how popular it is.
Oh, jeez. It's 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 mob movie by children movie. That's the
Good
movie.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. I don't think I've ever heard of it before.
You've never seen Goodfellas? Oh man,
No,
that's
I
a good
haven't.
movie. That is a good movie. You got to watch
Are
that
they
one.
good fellas?
Yeah, yeah. It's a badass movie. They are Goodfellas. This
Okay.
is a good representation of Goodfellas. I don't know.
They're all
Next
different,
one.
thinking about different things.
Hmm.
Okay, this is
What?
the Titanic. No child would draw a Titanic that good.
But it's in map
AI
colors.
arts of okay, AI art is really bad at children's drawings because they don't know what it's like. The AI doesn't know what it's like to develop motor controls. So they can't. The AI can't emulate motor controls.
Hmm.
Learning how to use motor controls, it just emulates what it sees on a computer.
Maybe I should
So
have specified age, but I don't know if that would have done anything because I feel like a lot of these are in map color or in colored pencil and not in
yeah,
crayon. I feel like kids draw more in crayons. That's the whole point of a kid's drawing is to be in
yeah,
crayon.
it's a lot of colored pencils here.
Yeah. Okay. Next one.
What the fuck is happening here? The Exorcist?
Yes, it is The
Okay.
Exorcist. This is a kid's drawing of The Exorcist.
This looks like a professional artist's drawing.
Yeah, this looks kind of Pixar-ish. If I had to
Yeah.
say, yeah, I did not put Pixar in there. I don't know why I went the Pixar route, but uh,
It's kids, I guess.
yeah, it's kids drawing The Exorcist. Let's see here. Next one.
Um, the fuck is this? Well, this looks more like except for the wolf, it looks like a 13-year-old
Uh huh.
who really wants to make a pretty piece. Twilight?
Yes, this is
Okay.
Twilight. I feel like it had a lot. AI had a lot to pull from kids' drawings of Twilight to do one like this.
Yeah, actually. I was like, why is it so bad good? This is like actually hitting the prompt, kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah. This one actually looked good, but I guess yeah, it had a lot to pull from on the internet of kids drawing Edward Cullen
Yeah.
and their self insert. Uh, what are we on?
Yeah.
7. Next one.
Ghostbusters.
This is Ghostbusters.
This looks
This
like
is
this actually looks like an adult trying to do a kid's drawing, like a simplified style.
uh huh.
It's the motor controls. It really is the motor controls. Like there's so much motor control ability in this drawing right here. Like no child can draw a straight line or a curved line unless they're a prodigy, but mostly they're just trying to figure out how to use a fucking pencil.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
feels
How to
weird.
just hold it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
no. I remember trying to like learn how to hold, or even like when they're trying to tell you to hold a pencil a certain way. I don't know. It's crazy to think how humans are.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about this one?
Here's Johnny. What fucking movie is that? I know the reference. Um, fuck. I don't think I've seen this movie.
You
The
never seen it?
Shining.
Yeah, The Shining. It is a weird movie. I don't know why it's a random collection of different drawings, but that's what it pulled from AI.
I mean, leave it to a kid to draw things that don't relate to each other on a piece of paper. So that makes sense.
And then
Although
there's crayons.
that child, these children, too rendered, too drawn proportionally.
hmm No, it doesn't look very child drawing, but it's cute for
It is cute.
AI spitting it out in a few seconds. Last one right here.
What is going on here? 2001: A Space Odyssey.
No.
Oh, what the Planet of the Apes?
Yes. Planet of the
Okay.
Apes. And yeah, I don't think a kid drew this, although I did like the
No,
way it
what the
looked.
fuck is happening with the eyes? I mean, yeah, children like to draw eyes. Well, I did because
I
it was
do.
hard for me to draw eyes
I
at
like
the
drawing
time.
eyes too. I will have to say that. But yeah, I mean, I guess some of it looks kid drawing until you get to the more detailed parts.
Yeah, I mean, this is cool. It's cool. I mean, I wouldn't hang up any AI art on my wall, but it's cool looking. Just personally,
But yeah, that
it seems. Sorry, that last one seemed to have a closer idea to what lighting looks like than all the other ones. So it's fun.
well, you know what else is fun?
Hmm.
Your links to all
Yes.
your
Yeah, they are very fun actually. If
they are.
you I do daily movie reviews every day, 7 p.m. ET on youtube.com/ASC Presents. If you want to help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews, you can go to my link tree, linktr.ee. If you want to fast track a movie review, you can do that at patreon.com/ASCpresents. But remember, most importantly, link tr.ee/titsmansalad. That's where you can find
Awesome.
me.
And you could find me at just search for my podcast. That's all funny. Available on all podcast platforms. You can check out the new podcast. That's all kayfabe, where me and my buddy Gabe just talk about wrestling. Check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Lorenzo Areola, or check out the Patreon, either of our Patreons. My patreon.com/Lorenzo Areola, where we have older episodes of Tits and Areolas, as well as fresh content. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're both at. I want to thank
Yep.
all y'all for watching. Thank Mint for being minty, and